here is something that should stop every man in his 40s. There was a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism that found that men with chronically elevated cortisol level accumulate 3 times more visceral fat than men with normal cortisol levels, even when eating the same number of calories. 3 times more belly fat, same calories, same effort. That is not a calorie problem, that is a hormonal problem. I'm Dr. Ngoundi, a medical doctor and a fitness enthusiast, and in the next few minutes I am going to show you exactly what is happening inside your body after 40 that is making your belly hold onto fat, and the exact protocol you need to stop it. Now, you've probably been told the same thing your entire life. Eat less, move more, calories in, calories out. And that formula works until you hit 40. After your 40th birthday, your hormonal environment changes in a way that makes your belly fat biologically resistant to calorie restrictions. And here is what is critical. The fat cells surrounding your abdominal are not like the fat cell on your arms or your thighs. They are wired differently. Visceral fat, that is the deep fat packed around your organ hidden behind your abdominal wall. Visceral fat cells carry up to 4 times more cortisol receptor than subcutaneous fat. Think of cortisol receptor like locks and cortisol like a key. Every time cortisol spikes, it literally opens those belly fat cells and instructs them to store more. After 40, 3 hormonal shifts occur simultaneously, supercharging this process. Let me walk you through each one of them. Culprit number 1, cortisol. And cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. In normal doses, it wakes you up in the morning and helps you respond to danger. It is actually not the enemy. What is dangerous is what happens to cortisol after you hit 40. As men age, their body become less efficient at cleaning cortisol after a stress event. This means cortisol stays elevated longer, and in today's world, the stress never stops. We have work pressure, poor sleep, financial anxiety, and even your morning phone scrolls. Every single one of these is a cortisol spike, and each spike sends a direct hormonal signal to your belly fat cells. Hold on, store more, do not release. Culprit number 2, insulin resistance. Here is how to understand this. Insulin is the hormone that delivers glucose into your cells for energy. Think of insulin as a delivery truck and your cells as a warehouse. When you're young, the warehouse doors open easily. Delivery smooth, efficient. But after 40, particularly when cortisol has been chronically elevated, those warehouse doors begin to stick. Your cells stop responding properly to insulin, and this is called insulin resistance. And here is where this gets dangerous, especially for belly fat. When your cell resists insulin, your pancreas compensates by producing even more insulin, and more insulin in the bloodstream means your body shifts into fat storage mode. It cannot burn fat when insulin is high. It can only store it. And because of those cortisol receptors we've talked about earlier, the belly is always the preferred storage place. According to a 2021 paper published in a diabetes care, men with moderate insulin resistance had 33% more visceral fat than men with normal insulin sensitivity, 38% more without eating a single extra calorie. This is exactly why the calorie equation collapses after 40. Culprit number 3, testosterone decline. After 40, testosterone drops approximately 1 to 2% every year, and testosterone directly regulates your muscle mass. And less testosterone means less muscle. And here is why that matters for belly fat. Muscle is your body's most metabolically active tissue. It burns energy 24 hours a day, including while you sleep. When you lose muscle, your metabolic rate drops. And if your eating habits haven't adjusted, those unused calories go straight into fat storage. Here is where this gets interesting. Belly fat contains an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen, thereby accelerating the very testosterone decline that drives your fat gain. I call this the M40 hormonal cascade. Cortisol rises, insulin resistance develops, Testosterone falls, muscle shrinks, belly fat grows, and the cycle feeds itself. You are not losing this battle because of the willpower, you are losing it because of biology. If this is making sense to you, please make sure you are subscribed. I release evidence-based content for men over 40 every single week. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss what's next. Now, stay with me because I'm going to give you the exact protocol to break this cascade. So, what breaks this cycle? You may ask yourself. Here is where this gets interested. I call it the M40 Hormonal Reset. 3 targeted interventions, each one designed to interrupt the cascade at a different biological entry point. Step 1. The cortisol anchor. Within 10 minutes of waking up, the wrong thing to do is to pick up your phone because your phone is a cortisol injection device. Notifications, email, news, all are perceived threats. Instead, step outside, expose yourself to natural daylight for 5 to 10 minutes. This is not a wellness trend. Morning light triggers what is called your cortisol awakening response. It helps your hypothalamus to signal cortisol peak early and fall sharply throughout the day. Rather than staying elevated, give your cortisol its natural 10-minute window first. Step 2. The insulin reset. After every main meal, take 10 to 15-minute walk. Research shows that even a brief post-meal walk reduces blood glucose by up to 30%. It forces your muscle cells to absorb glucose directly, bypassing the need for its excess insulin. It opens those warehouse doors without any medication. Additionally, push your first meal of the day by 60 to 90 minutes after waking up. This short fasting windows allows your morning cortisol peak to clear before insulin rises. When these two hormones spike simultaneously, fat storage is the result. Separate them and you create a natural fat burning window. Step 3. The testosterone anchor. 3 sessions of heavy compound training per week. We are talking about squat, deadlift, rows, and even presses. Movements that recruit large muscle group and produce a measurable testosterone response. Not light cardio, not machine targeting one muscle in isolation. Compound heavy lifting. And most importantly, protect your sleep at all costs. Testosterone production peak between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. during deep sleep. Every hour of sleep you lose costs you measurable testosterone. 7 to 8 hours is not a lifestyle choice for men over 40. Your body needs it to be optimal. Here is what I would advise you to do. At your next checkup, ask your doctor for 3 specific blood tests. A fasting insulin level, a morning cortisol blood draw, and a full testosterone panel, including free testosterone, not just total. Total testosterone is like parked cars, while free testosterone is like cars actually moving on the road. You need both numbers to understand what your biology is doing. If this video shifted how you think about belly fat after 40, drop the word reset in the comment below. It tells me you are committed to working with your biology, not against it. And if you're a man over 40 who decided to start taking creatine, I have a dedicated video right here where I gave you the creatine protocol every man over 40 should follow. Watch that after this one. I am sure you will find it valuable. I'm Dr. Ngoundi. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.